Here we are.
I still can't believe my dad let us even touch his new car.
Oh, yeah?
I think it came with the car. Hey. Wait!
The whole world gone crazy! Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
Let's talk about it, people, the 12 rules of life. The first time I read this list of rules, I was struck by how simple but profound they are. They're not just good advice for being more productive or successful, although they certainly can be. These rules are essential to living a happy and fulfilling life. What does everyone in the modern world need to know? The world is a complicated place. It is changing rapidly, full of both opportunity and danger. It is also full of beauty and ugliness all at once. Rule number 12, stand up straight with your shoulders back. When you are thinking about rule number 12, think of it this way. I am a proud member of the human race. When you walk into a room, or even just in front of the mirror, take a moment and stand up straight with your shoulders back. You will feel more confident, look more confident, and people will perceive you as being more confident. This is how our ancestors used to carry themselves because it was necessary for survival. It has been proven that having a big chest cavity helps us breathe better when we run from danger or whatever else might be chasing us. On top of that, standing upright makes us look taller, which means we project an air of authority. If someone were to ask me what I do for a living and I'm not wearing any clothing that says my profession on it, like when at my kids' school, I would say I'm an entrepreneur. Then if they continue asking questions like what kind, I'll say I help people become better versions of themselves by teaching them what they need to know. Rule number 11, treat yourself like someone you are responsible for helping. Treat yourself with respect. Don't be too hard on yourself. Treat yourself the way you would treat a friend or a child or a lover. Rule number 10, make friends with people who want the best for you. This is a simple rule, but also a hard one to follow. It can be easy to go along with people who don't want the best for you and not question why they're dragging you down. You need to surround yourself with people who are going to lift you up and help you do better than before. If someone doesn't want success for themselves, then chances are they aren't going to help you achieve yours. Remember that there's nothing wrong with having friends who don't share your dreams or goals. We all have different paths in life, but if someone isn't interested in helping you tackle challenges head on or actually contributing any positive value into your life, it's probably time for some distance between the two of them. Rule number 9, compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who someone else is today. This rule is about self-comparison, and it's a tricky one because it's easy to get caught up in comparing yourself with other people. You might be thinking, I know I'm not as good as that person, or he has more money than me, or she's had more success than I ever had. When we compare our lives with others, there are 3 things that can happen. We can feel inferior or better than the person we're comparing ourselves to. But either way, this doesn't help us move forward in any way. We can assume that if the other person is successful, then they must have been born that way and therefore don't have any weaknesses. This will make you lazy. Or finally, we can decide that someone else's success isn't really important anyway. After all, they don't control your actions or success. Only you can do that. Rule number 8, do not let your children do anything that makes you dislike them. You are the parent and they are your children. This is a simple fact of life that cannot be ignored. You get to set the rules. You will determine how they should behave and what they should believe in. Their beliefs and behavior will come from you. So it's important that you make sure those beliefs match up with yours. And if they don't, then change them. When you talk to a child, use good language and avoid foul language at all costs because this teaches them how they should speak themselves later on in life. If a child uses curse words around their friends or when arguing with another person, then this shows others that this type of behavior is okay, which may lead them down a path of bad decisions later on down their lives as well. However, if we teach our children how we would like them to behave, then surely there will be less chance for them making poor decisions toward others. Rule number 7, set your house in perfect order before you criticize the world. This is one of the most important rules for life. It's easy to be critical of others and to notice what's wrong with the world, but you'll find that this makes you more miserable than anything else. If your own house is not in order, then how can you be an agent of change? How can you help others if your own life isn't in top ship shape? In other words, don't criticize others until you have done the work of setting your own house in order. And remember that nobody likes a critic or a judge. We all just want someone who will listen and support us when we need it most. Rule number 6, pursue what is meaningful, not what is expedient. This rule is often misinterpreted as a command to avoid or ignore what is expedient, convenient, or easy, but it's not. It's actually a command to pursue something that will have meaning in your life and help you live out your values, even if that pursuit takes more time or effort than you'd like. For example, let's say today you get an email from a friend asking if they can borrow $1,000 until payday, which happens to be tomorrow. You know this person well enough that they would pay you back on time, but it would really put a strain on your finances this month because now there's only $100 left for groceries and other expenses during the next 2 weeks and no room for emergencies. If borrowing money from this friend would help them with their current situation in some way but also cause problems for yourself financially down the road, then go ahead and lend them the money. The point here isn't about sacrifice or being selfless. It's about helping others when doing so doesn't negatively impact yourself, and vice versa. Rule number 5, tell the truth, or at least don't lie. Life is hard enough without lying to ourselves or others. Don't create more problems for yourself by making things up. When you're trying to figure out your life, it can be tempting to lie to yourself and say that everything is fine when things are not going well. It's okay if they're not going well. Lying about them won't make them better. Only facing the truth will help you move on and grow stronger so you can deal with whatever challenges come your way in the future. It's also important not to lie because you don't want people trusting what they think they know about yourself if it isn't true. If someone has a positive opinion of who they think you are and then later finds out that their opinion was based on something false, this can damage the relationship between both parties and take time for them both and possibly others before trust builds back up again. Rule number 4, assume that the person you are listening to might know something you don't. You can learn a lot from listening to people, even if they disagree with you, or don't understand what you're saying, or don't like your ideas. Even if someone is different from you and it feels uncomfortable, listen anyway. You never know what they might say next. Rule number 3, be precise in your speech. When you speak, be precise in what you say, and say it slowly. Speak with confidence and clarity, conviction and passion, and always with authority. The words we use are like seeds that we plant into our minds. Therefore, choose them carefully so they bear good fruit. Rule number 2, do not bother children when they are skateboarding. They are having enough fun without you. If you try to stop them, you might get hurt. Just let them skateboard and then go home and cry in your mama's arms about how many people who don't appreciate the beauty of the experience of skateboarding can be. You will feel so much better after you have cried, and you can tell all your friends that you are crying because someone was mean to you. Learn to accept change. It's inevitable and will happen whether we like it or not. So why not embrace it instead of fighting against it? Rule number 1, making sure things are in proportion and perspective. Don't sweat the small stuff. Don't get worked up over small things. Don't let the small things get you down. Don't worry about the small things. Don't be a hero. Don't be a martyr. Find the balance between being too much and not enough of everything. Failure is a natural part of life. We all fail, but the best way to recover from failure is by turning it into success. You can do this by acknowledging your failure, learning from your mistakes, and putting a positive spin on it. Keep in mind that failure doesn't always have to be bad. In fact, there are many ways we can use failure to our advantage. And remember that in the end, it's your own success or failure. So don't let anyone else bring you down. Please like and subscribe and share this video with anyone who might benefit from it.